Every town has a legend. The house everyone talks about, but no one dares to enter. This is the story of that house. When I was in high school, I had a very close friend. Right next door to them, there was an abandoned house. The name of that house was on everyone's lips in the town. The for sale sign was always hanging, but it never sold. At night, there would be no sound. Only people would quietly move in and out of the house in the dark. No one knew when, how, or who it was. It was truly shrouded in mystery. Even the elderly folks in town would whisper nervously about it, but no one dared to go there. There were rumors about what might be inside the house. The previous owners mysteriously vanished. Strange things have happened in that house. People only move in at night, but no one had any concrete answers, only fear. One evening, my friend and I decided we should check it out. No one could stop us. We were young, brave, and maybe a little too curious. Taking advantage of the night, we decided to go into that house. From the outside, the house wasn't particularly impressive. It had an old craftsman style and looked like it had been built in the late 1950s. As we entered, at first everything seemed normal. The house had an abandoned air to it, but something felt off. It was as if time had stopped there. There were no lights. Only the faint light from the street lamp outside flickered inside the house. In the kitchen, there was a breakfast table placed by the window. We sat down at the table, but we just sat there quietly. It was as though time itself had frozen with us. We didn't know what to do. At that moment, everything felt ordinary, but suddenly everything changed. My friend screamed. The scream was so loud and sharp that it echoed in my ears, sending chills down my spine. My vision started to darken. My sight blurred, but it wasn't just that I couldn't see. At that moment, my body was engulfed by a horrible cold. Everything changed in an instant. The cold felt like it was deep within me, as if a cold hand was passing through my entire body. My friend pulled me out quickly. In that moment, all I could feel around me was darkness and fear. But once we stepped outside, I suddenly felt warmth. Yet that cold, the feeling, it didn't go away with the warmth. There was still a dark sensation, a deepening sense of fear. As my eyes adjusted, I saw the street lamp shining brightly outside, but a voice inside me still believed that something was wrong in that house. I saw the terrified look in my friend's eyes. His pupils were wide, filled with dread, as if something had been following us. There was something there. It had come out from beneath the table, a presence I couldn't see, but I could feel. I couldn't tell exactly what it was, but I could feel its presence, a shadow completely black. It had no eyes, its body was entirely dark, just a silhouette, like a shadow in the dark, as if it didn't even exist. But at the same time, it was everything. My friend told me that the figure had come out from beneath the table and sat on me. At that moment, I couldn't feel anything, only darkness and cold. My eyes couldn't show me anything anymore. I couldn't see anything but the void. Since that night, my life was never the same. I couldn't bring myself to pass by that house. That darkness, that shadow was always present, lurking in every corner. The words my friend spoke still echo in my mind. That house, that night, had left something with us. In the following nights, something, a shadow, was always with us. When we turned a corner, we'd hear strange rustling sounds like wind. But there was no wind. Every time I took a step, that presence, that shadow was always behind me. I still feel that coldness, that moment. It was always with us. It seemed to be following us. We never went back to that house, but we could never escape that feeling, that fear. Years passed, but that cold, that darkness, that thing never left. The fear we felt from that house became like a nightmare. One night, as I was passing through the town again, I walked past that house. I swear in that moment, every inch of my body froze again. I still believe that something is waiting in that house, something in the dark, but no one knows what it is. So, what about you? If you had a house like that in your neighborhood, would you dare to explore it? Or would that darkness find you? Would it become a nightmare for you too? If you're interested in mysterious and frightening stories like this, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Turn on the notifications to stay tuned for more terrifying tales. So do you believe in the paranormal? Share your thoughts in the comments. Goodbye. And remember, some darkness can never be illuminated.